Picture a forest clearing, somewhere in East Africa, 100,000 years ago. A man has been away from camp for 3 days, tracking an antelope through dry riverbeds, sleeping in the open. When he walks back into camp at dusk, he sees something. Another man, sitting too close to his partner, laughing at something she said. He doesn't think about it. His jaw tightens, his chest pulls inward, his hands close. He doesn't have words for what he's feeling. But you do, because you've felt it too. Jealousy is one of the most powerful emotions the human body produces, and for a long time, scientists assumed it was a modern problem, a product of culture, of social media, of insecurity we invented somewhere along the way. But the evidence tells a completely different story. Jealousy is not a modern glitch. It is one of the oldest programs your body runs. In 1992, psychologist David Buss at the University of Michigan published a study in Psychological Science that would reshape how scientists think about human emotion entirely. He gave participants a simple choice. Imagine your partner is romantically involved with someone else. Which would upset you more? Knowing they had sex with that person, or knowing they had fallen deeply in love with them? The results split cleanly along lines that had nothing to do with culture, education, or upbringing. And when Buss measured heart rate, skin conductance, and muscle activity in participants imagining each scenario, their bodies responded before their minds had finished processing the question. The jealousy response wasn't considered. It was automatic. Buss argued this was not a coincidence. He argued jealousy is a biological adaptation, a mechanism that evolved specifically to protect long-term bonds from the threat of outside interference. Not a flaw in human nature, a feature. The cross-cultural evidence made this case even harder to dismiss. Researchers tested these findings in the Netherlands, Germany, Korea, and Japan. Different languages, different values, different histories. The same pattern held everywhere. In 2019, UCLA anthropologist Brooke Scelza published a study in Nature Human Behavior that surveyed 1,048 men and women from 11 societies across 5 continents, including isolated communities with almost no contact with the modern world. Every single one of them experienced jealousy. There was no culture on Earth where researchers found its absence. An emotion that appears in every human society ever studied is not a cultural invention. It is something that was there before the cultures existed. And it was there before we were. In 2017, researchers at the California National Primate Research Center at UC Davis published something remarkable. They studied coppery titty monkeys, one of the tiny fraction of mammals that form lifelong pair bonds. When a male titty monkey was shown his partner in close proximity to a stranger male, his brain lit up with activity. His body tensed. He physically moved to block her. His stress hormones spiked. The researchers described what they observed as jealousy, not metaphorically, but as a precise biological response almost identical in structure to what happens in a human brain under the same conditions. The lead researcher, Dr. Karen Bales, said, "They have behavior and emotions that we recognize as close to how we feel." Titty monkeys and humans last shared a common ancestor around 40 million years ago. That means something in the architecture of jealousy survived 40 million years of evolution without being discarded. Evolution does not preserve what is useless. So here is the question that matters. If jealousy is this old, if it was forged across millions of years for a specific purpose, what happens when you take it out of the environment it was built for? For 300,000 years, your ancestors lived in small bands of 20 to 50 people. The total number of potential rivals a person could be aware of at any given moment was maybe a dozen. People they knew, people they could see, people whose intentions they could read by watching their face across the fire. Now consider what jealousy is running on today. A screen that shows you hundreds of strangers interacting with your partner. Likes arriving at 2 a.m. Messages you can see but not read. A profile photo of someone your partner knew years ago who just appeared, unbidden, in a notification. Jealousy was built for a world where the threat was one person 20 paces away. It has no settings for this. It cannot distinguish between a genuine danger and a stranger's comment on a photograph. So it treats everything like a man sitting too close in a firelit clearing. It fires anyway, at full strength. The oldest emotion you carry is running on the newest world you've built. and it was never designed for this. And that's a wrap for today's story. Want to learn more about ancient human life? Drop a like and subscribe for more. I'm the story guy who writes you the story guide. See you next time.